I'm Ben Lippert. I'm here at Papa Murphy's and Brookie's. I'm going to show you guys how to make a family or a large Chicago stuffed pizza today. First thing you want to do, make sure you have your gloves on for sanitary reasons. You should always wash your hands and put gloves on before you start making any pizza. I've got the large crust here already rolled out. I stretched the crust out about 2 inches past the pan that you cook it on. I got sauce and cheese on here already. It's proper portions and everything. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put the salami on here. You want to put about 15 salami on a large. The main thing is you just want to cover it so that it's about equal coverage. Now this is one of our harder pizzas to make. As far as time goes, this is one of our more time-consuming pizzas. So I'm going to try and make it in under 3 minutes, hopefully. I'm not making any promises though. So that's about equal coverage, that's about what you want. And then you go with pepperonis next. And usually they tell you about 35 pepperonis, but I never really count them out. It's just kind of tedious to count them out like that. What I do is I just put them on so it's about equal all the way around. Basically when I'm making these pizzas, I make them so that they look like something that I would want to eat. And the Chicago pizza is one of my favorites, so I'll probably want to eat this later. It's okay to throw a little extra on sometimes too. Okay, next thing that we're going to put on here is the sausage. It's about a cup of sausage, it's about the right portion. Just kind of spread that out with your hands. Measuring the portions is very essential to Papa Murphy's as a business, because even if you're slightly off, it can add up after a while. The next thing is the ground beef. We got that measured out too. For a large, you want about a cup of ground beef. And I usually just kind of shake this around. Some of it's going to spill out a little bit, but that's okay. And then you just kind of spread this around to make it so it's even. Okay, now that we got all that on there, we're going to start with the vegetables. We got onions first. These go inside the pizza. Just kind of sprinkle them around. About a cup of these too for a large. Okay. And then this is our top crust. Everything is in here. That's all done. We gotta stretch out this top crust. So what I do is I pull it up and I just kind of stretch it out with my hands. Sometimes we throw them in the air, but that's dangerous. You can make a mess that way. Just stretch it out so that it fits over top of this. Spread it out likewise. And then you start with the braiding process. You just put your finger on here to pinch it, and then you fold over your finger. Pinch it and fold. And you set it all the way around the entire pizza. And once you get really good at it, you can go pretty quick. Oops. Alright. My next step is, I cut a hole in this. I forgot my knife, so I'm just going to use a spatula. You gotta cut a few air holes in here so that when the pizza bakes, the hot air can get out and it doesn't rise too much. Okay? And then I want to put sauce on here. This is one of our stuffed pizzas. So it has stuff on top of it as well as inside. That's about right. You just need a little bit of sauce on the top. And then you put the topping cheese. Our topping cheese has the white and the cheddar blend. Just kind of cover that sauce up. And then for the Chicago, the last two things it gets is tomatoes and green onions. Got about a half a cup of tomatoes here. Just sprinkle them on. And then lastly, the green onions. These just shake on nicely. Shake them on so they cover the tomatoes. I like to have an even amount of tomatoes and green onions so it's not too much of one thing. And that is it. You've got your pizza. Normally you would just wrap this up and you serve it to your customer. And that's all.